Hey, how's everyone doing there today? This is Undead Nightmare 24, back with a video. This video will be my top 20 for 2020 horror invasion films, home invasion films. And this is a spot put together by Joe the Horror Man and Horrific Nightmares JM Jason. Two awesome guys. I want to send a shout out to them for putting this together. So this was a little challenging for me because I don't have very many uh, home invasion horror films in my collection, but I did put together the best I could, and I did come up with 20. So let's get it started with number 20. We have Mischief Night. This is a pretty fun one. It's about a girl who lost her mother in a car accident, and she's left home alone the night before Halloween to have her inner peace, and it ends up turning into a nightmare with this mass killer stalking her throughout her house. This is a fun one. Recommend it. Mischief Night. Number 19, we have Hell of a Night. This one's another fun one. It's pretty much about this girl who they play with a Ouija board and it ends up cursing them. She ends up moving to this like cabin out in the woods, and pretty much like a weekend getaway is what I'm saying. And this evil spirit. There's actually two evil spirits that are trailing her that way and end up killing people around her and stalking her as well in this cabin. This is a fun one. Hell of a Night. And at number 18, we got Southbound. This is a horror anthology film. Really great one. And this does have a story on it of home invasion, which is the last story. It has this family out in this house in the middle of nowhere that end up being surrounded by these mass killers who are trying to get in their house and pretty much kill them one by one. So at number 18 is Southbound. Number 17, I did have this on a 3-pack. The film I picked is Vacancy. It's a fun film, and I consider this a home invasion film as well, even though it takes place in a motel. They are being stalked by the killer in a motel room, so I consider that a home invasion film. So in at number 17 is Vacancy. Number 16 is Better Watch Out. I know this is going to be higher on a lot of other people's lists. I did enjoy this film. It's fun, but it's not one of my top ones, but I still enjoy it. And this has a great twist to the film. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this. It has this babysitter and 2 kids being stalked on Christmas by a killer. Or are they? It's a great twist to this film. So in at number 16 is Better Watch Out. At number 15, we have out a 2-pack, and I chose the original When a Stranger Calls. I really enjoyed this film. It's fun. It's also about I think she's a babysitter pretty much, taking care of a house, getting obscene phone calls by this killer. And the question is, where is this killer at as he's making phone calls to her? Very creepy atmosphere and vibe to it. So at number 15, we got When a Stranger Calls. And at number 14, we got Blade in the Dark. This is a fun Italian giallo film, which does take place in a house. Has a killer stalking these people inside the house, and I haven't seen this one in a while. But they're kind of like in an isolated villa, and these women are being brutally murdered. And you just gotta find who that killer is who's stalking this guy trapped inside like a villa house. Number 14, we got A Blade in the Dark. Number 13 here, we got I Spit on Your Grave. This is a pretty disturbing film, but it does give a great revenge twist to it, and is definitely a home invasion film. So at number 13, we have I Spit on Your Grave. And it's the original I chose. And at number 12, we got Us. This is a great film by Jordan Peele. This is definitely a home invasion film. It has this family being stalked by these killers that look exactly like them, and they are trapped inside their home. And this has a great twist to the movie as well. We like this film. At 12, number 12, Us. Number 11 is Hollywood Horror House. This one's a fun invasion film too. It's about this famous actress who's older now, and pretty much is living in her mansion. These tourists pass by her house to give history on the actress's films and life, and she's pretty much looking for like a caretaker. And this guy, pretty much creepy guy, ends up showing up to her house looking for the job. And what they don't know is he's a maniac killer, and he ends up twisting everyone's minds while committing murder in the house. And this has a real psychedelic, like 70s hippie vibe to it. It's real fun. Hollywood Horror House, I recommend that. And at number 11. At number 10, I got The Purge, the original. This one's one of my favorite home invasion films, and pretty scary if this would really happen. Hope it never does, but yeah, The Purge is a great one too. Pretty much can release their killing pleasures for 24 hours, and they stalk this family, these like rich kids that have nothing better to do and get a thrill out of killing. Pretty much stalk this family in a house. I'm sure you guys have all seen The Purge. Number 10 is The Purge. Number 9 is Incident in a Ghostland. This is a fun home invasion film as well, and pretty much surrounds these two sisters who are trapped in this house, being pretty much tortured by these three psycho killers. And this has a great twist on the film too. I'm not gonna say in case you guys haven't seen it. But number 9 is Incident in a Ghostland. Number 8, we have You're Next. Great film. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this one. This one has a great twist to the film as well. Really like how the killers look in this film that are surrounding these group of people that are trapped in this house and are ended up getting taken out one by one. And the final girl in this film is awesome. She really fights back and is one of my top final girls in a horror film. So that's at number 8, You're Next. And at number 7, we have The Wind. I just watched this recently. This film is fun. It takes place on a isolated island with these kind of villa too, and this girl played by Meg Foster is pretty much there on vacation. She wants to get away, and she's in this house alone with the landlord and the caretaker of the place, and she pretty much witnesses the caretaker murdering the landlord, and he sees her that she witnessed the murder. So now she's trapped in this house, this villa house, being stalked by him. And it's played by the killer's played by, let me see if I can get it there. I can't remember his name, but yeah, this film's a fun one, man. Really recommend this one. So in at number 7 is The Wind. And at number 6 is The Strangers. Really enjoy this film. This gives a very creepy vibe of this couple staying out stranded in a house in the middle of nowhere, being stalked by these killers with masks. This has some brutal kills, good storyline and twist, and really creepy vibe, like I said, on the atmosphere. Number 6 is The Strangers. And we're at the top 5 here, guys. Let's get it going on the top 5. Number 5, we have Last House on the Left. Really disturbing film. Has some scenes that aren't for everyone, but I really enjoy this film. I like the premises, atmosphere as well, and David Hess is awesome as a psycho in this film. These criminals brutalize these women on the way to a concert, and then end up stalking the parents at home as well. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen this film. Awesome film. At number 5, Last House on the Left. Number 4, I have Torso. Love this film. Great Giallo by Sergio Martino. And this one has a group of like models staying in this isolated place, and they end up getting a doorbell rang at the middle of the night. It's this really a bizarre killer who uses his saw to slice up his victims. And it has Susie Kendall as the final girl. She's trapped in a room. Pretty much witnesses the killings of all her friends she's staying with, and has to outsmart this killer as he's stalking her in this house, isolated house. Very fun giallo film. Torso at number 4. At number 3 we have People Under the Stairs. I saw this on a lot of people's lists. It's for a reason. It's a very awesome film, and this is definitely has a lot of nostalgia for me. I love the storyline, the house, the like zombie-like creatures in the bottom are awesome too. And this film's just a lot of fun. Number 3, People Under the Stairs. At number 2, I got Deadly Games. Really love this film. This one's a great like Christmas horror home invasion film, and this kid is awesome in this film, man. The way he fights back definitely has a Home Alone vibe to it. It is a French film, and he's being stalked by this psycho dressed as Santa Claus inside his mansion, and he has some traps that definitely come out of a Home Alone film. But this film's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. Deadly Games at number 2. And at number 1 is the original Black Christmas. This is one of my top 5 slasher films of all time. Just love the atmosphere. The eerie phone calls that by this killer are iconic. The battle with the final girl is just intense in this film. Just such a great film. And the killer's actually inside the house, taking these people out one by one. It takes place inside a sorority house. A lot of fun. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing, man. But number 1 is Black Christmas. So that is my top 20 horror home invasion films. Appreciate everyone watching. Would you please leave a like and subscribe, comment as well. Shout out to Joe the Horror Man and Horrific Nightmares Jason for putting this together. It's been a lot of fun. Everybody stay safe out there, stay home, and keep it horror. This is Undead Nightmare 24. Peace.